Hashtag DoMode. Less talking, more doing.
My name is Akiya Mcknight. I'm a filmmaker and storyteller. I think I knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker and a storyteller around age 10 or 11. Initially, I think I wanted to be an author. I wrote a lot of short stories and always wanted to tell stories, or I would make up different scenarios of things that I would see in my life and community. And then when I was in high school, I took a film class and I wanted to really do film then, but I took a detour because I was kind of afraid, or just was, I didn't think I could do it because I didn't know anyone around me that looked like me or that was in my area that had done filmmaking. So I kind of just got scared, but I was like, at least let me stay in the entertainment world. So I took PR in college. I'm glad I did PR because, like I said, it helped me with enhancing my writing skills, my people skills. Also, it allowed me to work in different film festivals, so I was able to get closer to filmmakers, and then that ignited me to want to do film again. I taught myself everything. I went on Google, I took a couple online classes, I read books. One book that I think every screenwriter should read is called Save the Cat. You should definitely read that book. Also, I read Produced by Faith recently, and that kind of as a producer, faith is the most important thing you can have being a producer, because you never know what's gonna come through as far as fundraising, locations, anything happen. And reading that really gave me that faith to just trust my my expertise and trust that the project would just fall through. I didn't have anybody to kind of tell me yeah, I did it and I look just like you and I'm from exactly where you're from and I've done it. So I kind of needed that reassurance. That's what I plan to do through my work, is mentor younger kids, even people that are my age but still haven't made that leap yet. And also it made me believe that all stories matter, no matter what it's about. There's a place in the entertainment world for everyone. There's never a lack of spaces that are ready to be filled. My first official job working in the industry was this film that I actually recently did in October. It's called Love by Chance, and I was a script supervisor. So everything prior to that has just been day playing or volunteer. So I literally just got my first official job 3 months ago, and I've been in the industry for 3 years.
How did you get that job?
Through networking and connections. I went to a film festival, the Bronze Lens in Atlanta. I went to an industry event. I met a couple of producers and we just stayed in contact, or we went out to lunch just to talk about different projects. And later when I needed help on the project, I kept keeping in touch with them and asking if they needed help, and they said yeah, and they allowed me to do that position for them. The entertainment industry, especially film, is a people business. If people don't like who you are personally, it's unfortunate, but if they don't like who you are as a person, they really won't work with you, because it's you have to spend all day with these people. You have to sometimes become family with these people. So they have to like you enough to feel comfortable to trust you. So I think that is definitely important. I go online and I search for women of color filmmakers. I search for people of color filmmakers, and I follow them. They follow me back. We stay in contact with each other. We support each other online, and that often leads to us meeting up in person, or we'll go meet up at different events, and we just all congregate to each other because we're doing the same thing. If you're a big fish in a little pond, of course you're gonna feel like you know everything, or you're the biggest guy on campus, but that's relative to the pond that you're in. And you need to, get out into a bigger pond, because then you can really show, well, I really can swim fast. I can swim in deep water. I can do whatever, because now I'm in a bigger pond, but I'm still able to survive. So I think that that's important. Going to New York also gave me a lot of exposure to people that were on the grind, that were hustling in the entertainment world 24/7. So going to events there, working for the film festivals, that also poured into me as well. But I think moving to Atlanta is the place that has really catapulted my career in film and my confidence in what I can do in film.
Okay, so let's fast forward to present day. You are working on your own film.
Yes, my first short film. So it's called Served, and it's about the effects of mass incarceration on children. My story that I wrote and produced, it follows two sisters, Heart and Hope, whose mother, Rena, she just has gotten arrested, and they're kind of like going through this whole process of trying to figure out why their mom was arrested, how to get through it, and they prepare for her to actually go to prison. So now their mother is leaving them, and they have to figure out how they're gonna make it through it. And it's confusing and it's hard for a teenager and a kid who's like 11 or 10 to figure that out. So the goal for the film is to get into all the biggest film festivals, obviously, like Cannes, ABFF, Martha's Vineyard, all these big film festivals that we love. But also the goal at those film festivals is for it to be, brought to be turned into a TV series, because that's what we want. This story, we did our best to tell the story in a short, but it's so much more that happens in the story, and also other characters that we want to introduce in the series. So we're just like, sky is not even the limit for this project. We just feel like it's so important. There's 2.7 million kids who have parents in prison, and we're just telling the story of 2 right now in this short. So there's so much more story to tell, and just create more with it.
How did you pay for this project?
So this project, which is costing more than I thought it would cost, it's still not fully funded, but the funding we have so far, we did fundraisers, we did an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. We accept, contributions online, like via PayPal on our website. I had already assembled my team before I even started fundraising, but I started fundraising in July, and then now I shot the film in January. So that was like a 6-month period, but I would advise people to do it a year before, because I thought that it would just be so easy and I would just get the money. I have so many friends and family, and you learn that through fundraising, not everybody supports you who you think supports you, or not everybody can support in a financial way. They can donate other things or their time, but it's really hard to fundraise. Ava DuVernay, who's one of my favorite filmmakers, she had put a post out on Twitter maybe 2 years ago, and somebody asked her well, what do you do if you've never been to film school but you want to shoot a film? And she was like, just shoot the film. She was like, it doesn't matter what resources you're lacking, whether it be experience, money, just shoot it. And I was afraid to do that for a while. So we had reached 60% of our funding, and I was still scared, we gotta get more funding. And actually, my director was the one who said, no, we're gonna shoot on this day in January, and we don't care if we don't have the money or not, we're gonna do it. So she forced me to shoot without the full funding, because I was still scared, but I'm glad that I did it, because I had a crew that was, just grateful enough to be working on the project that they were willing to, take a down payment and get the rest of their money later, which is amazing. That doesn't always happen, to trust, a producer to do that. I'm a firm believer that when you give yourself to your gift and you submit yourself to whatever it is that you're going after, that the universe will open up for you. And I think that when you do that, you'll just attract those people to you. You'll attract those projects to you. Now, for me, it doesn't happen right away, but with patience and faith and belief that what I have to offer is great, I'm willing to wait. But while I'm waiting, I'm still working on other stuff to, get prepared for the opportunity. If you don't chase your passion, if you're not doing what you love, then you're miserable. And if you're miserable, then you're not living life. You're just existing and you're not living. And life is too beautiful, life is too precious to just waste your time. And we don't have time to waste at all. What does DoMode mean to me? DoMode is just motivation. It's to get you into that grind. It's to tell you to never stop, because there's nothing that's impossible. And when you're currently and constantly doing something, you have to get excellent at it. So that's it, DoMode, keep doing.